All right, let's transition to our word for today. If you are doing words of the day to us, and then maybe you're a person, that is seeing this word for the day because I break it up and put it online. That your word for today here is going to be courage. That if you go to the routine.live and you can see what we're doing every single morning with the rest of this. But courage, meaning courage isn't loud, as I said it loud, right? Courage isn't loud. It's the quiet decision to show up when it would be easier not to. And I love that word. It's easier not to. It's just not saying you have to. Courage doesn't mean you got to go do it and you have to be courageous and you have to do it. But courage isn't loud. It's you saying, I'm going to do something. I'm going to show up. I built up that endurance and I'm going to show up when it would be easier not to. Give me an example. Courage often looks ordinary from the outside. It's not always big as this big leap. It's a small step taken despite comfort. Courage grows through action, not confidence. Courage grows through action. And sometimes we think, well, if I watch this Hollywood movie that, inside of the movie that I had to be courageous because I had to, what's that war where he goes back up on the hill and brings somebody down. He has the courage to do it. When we talk about true courage, it is showing up when it would be easier not to. And then despite the comfort that you had, courage grows through action. So I remember putting off a conversation because it felt awkward. Nothing terrible had happened, but avoidance felt so much easier. I don't want to have these hard conversations because what if the person doesn't like me after I'm done? What if the person, let me jump this out because it's probably a little bit loud. Sorry about that. What if the person that I'm talking to, or let's say I'm a boss or I'm a supervisor, and I have to tell somebody and correct somebody for something that's not going to do, or it's a sibling, or it's a friend, or it's somebody that I've noticed that I need to have this conversation. I don't like the way I feel when they show up and say maybe the words that they show. If you've ever had that conversation before, which I've had to, or the way that they talk to other people that are around me, that I'm trying to lift up or I'm trying to help grow, and they say something that's mean or spiteful, and I have to have that hard conversation. And I want to avoid it because it's easier. It's not a big deal. I could leave it go alone and just endure it. But when I finally reached out, the relief was so immediate. Have you ever been there where you've had that hard conversation? You're like, I was able to get through it. Courage didn't remove the fear. It moved through it and made space for peace. I want to say it one more time because it's so cool when you think about it. It doesn't remove the fear. You still don't want to do it. It's still uncomfortable. But what it does is it moves through that uncomfortableness and then it creates a space for peace where you can just go, so glad I had that conversation. And most of the time it goes better than you ever thought it would be. And then you come to the realization, if they don't like me, I'm still going to be okay. I'm still going to be all right. So today I want you to make a connection by reaching out to someone you've been avoiding. Ooh, uh-oh. So I'm jumping into something that's uncomfortable. I'm asking you to have courage today. I want you to do a call. Maybe it's a text. The text is a little bit easier, right? It's a little bit less of voice. I'm not having to hear them respond to me right away, right? Simple, I was thinking about you. That's a great way to start. I was thinking about you. And then go into whatever you got to go into. But make that conversation, make that connection today. It's one thing about a promise to yourself. You can make any promise today that you want. I hope you make several promises to yourself. But I want you to not only make the promise, but I want you to write it down. And then I want you to do it before you go to bed. So a suggestion for today is do one thing you've been postponing out of fear. Let's take that courage today. Let's create a promise, not only the muscle of doing a promise that we said today, but let's create that muscle of doing the things that we're fearful of. Wow, I was somehow hard to get out, but the things that we're fearful of, and then we're going to make that connection. We're going to keep that promises that you made for yourself today, and you're going to do it. So you're going to make it. You're going to write it down. Writing down is super important so you can go back and see all the promises that you made to yourself as you know that you're growing your muscle, and you can look back and see that you're doing it. And then go ahead and make sure you do it before you go to bed.